very good morning to you all. It's Saturday, the 2nd of October, and it's incredibly mild at night at the moment here in South Oxfordshire. I'm standing here in the background of the tomatoes which are still harvesting, so let me just quickly show you. So these are the blight resistant Crimson Crush I've been so much talking about, and they still ripening. So I'm going to pick those which are starting to blush again, and we're gonna pick some of those. It's been raining here relentlessly, and I have to say they are holding up beautifully. I mean, really beautifully. So anything which goes slightly yellowish is coming home with me. The other thing I quickly would like to show you is the garlic, which was planted very recently, 2 weeks probably ago, and it's just starting to show, so that's good. Other thing that we have been doing is obviously clearing various beds, preparing them to be planted. We're going to plant some onion sets. I failed again miserably to sow my own onions. I might just sow some anyway, but we're planting some sets. Not as many as last year, but some, and I will sow some onion seeds now. I also have some hardneck garlic, just one head of hardneck garlic. We quite like hardneck garlic, and it keeps quite well. So everything is actually gonna just come up, and I'm gonna put some writing on top of the film. So we've been clearing up the squash bed and broccoli and brassica, tidying up the dead leaves, and also I've cleared up the Brussels sprouts bed, so I might just quickly show you that. And planting some gooseberries, and just doing whatever we can within a limited time we have, and also between the heavy downpours that we had recently. Just see how bad the whitefly was, and hopefully like this one is recovering. Well, we'll see. I have nothing better to plant here, so we might just as well see how that works. I'll leave the little stumps. I dare say nothing will happen with this one, but that one still have, well, it's got side shoots, so I mean most of these have now little side shoots. So I leave them for a while to see if anything forms. I dare say that these Cavolo Nero will actually recover. It's sprouting everywhere. That could be okay. I was less certain that we will have any broccoli here, but you never know. Even within the polytunnel, there is some surprises. I still have these colouring nicely, and those two, I think they must be Black Russians. They are coming up nicely too. I think something helped themselves to these two, but you know, that's just fine by me. So we shall start with doing all these little jobs. Nigel has just tipped out some of our own compost onto this bed, and he's just spreading it a bit. It's not terribly fine in some places, but we just hopefully will further break down in the bed. And he's gonna be planting some onion sets here and some shallots. It's quite large bed, so I'm hoping it will, we see how we go. Nigel is planting some of our shallots. So these are from our stock, some of them the gourmet and some of them are the banana. And this bed he planted with the yellow Japanese seinshu onions. So that have been planted now. And look at that, I've got some things which something didn't eat. So I think these were cauliflower originally, so there might be a cauliflower here at some point. We're going to cover that with just a netting from the birds. I don't think that the butterflies are a problem anymore. The brassicas which were tidied up last week on Sunday, after the filming, the weekly update, well, they just starting to sprout new sort of leaves from the sides, and they will be okay because they mainly Cavolo Nero and purple sprouting broccoli, so I hope they will recover. Now this is all just kale, and we have extra pair of hands today. I just harvested what I could from these beans, and it's a handful of them, so there will be some in a dinner. And I have to say that the yellow ones are being sort of ready later than the purple ones, which we've been harvesting a couple of times before. And I think if the weather doesn't turn, there is another at least one more, if not to harvest. The yellow beans are still flowering. Dahlias have been really good this year, so I'm just gonna pick some more, because obviously just in case there is a frost, and I really rather enjoy them at home now. This bed is being tidied up and is progressing nicely, and look what we've uncovered. So that is the verbascum. This is the sort of dusky pink verbascum I love so much. It came in a completely wrong time of the year, but well, I will enjoy nonetheless.
Well, that's it for another Saturday morning. Onions planted, some compost sorted, general clearing up, and
Hardneck garlic planted.
Apparently.
Yes, a couple of beds netted. Our friend Kevin cleaned the Cavolo Nero bed and the flower bed, so thank you for that, Kevin. And what else? As I said before, during the week and last Sunday, we planted some gooseberries and did clearance of the squash bed, and I've cleaned this bed just to the right of us, which got red purple sprouting broccoli, and we're still harvesting tomatoes and beans, and I'm just going to show you a couple of things. So it is quite difficult to believe, but we are having these beautiful dahlias still flowering, and this is lots of herbs I just cut down for the house, as well as some small beetroot, couple of courgettes. Now these are the beans which we're harvesting now, and quite loads, sorry, these are hiding underneath, quite lots of tomatoes. I'm especially pleased that there is still few of these massive black Russians, as well as our lovely tomatoes outside. Also some of the spinach, which I blanch and freeze in portions, and I just cut some cutting celery here. So all in all, still very you know, successful harvest and a lovely weather today. All in all, a very successful harvest.
And that's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from Kevin.
And it's goodbye from Kevin.
And from our pet Robin.
And our pet Robin, which has been sort of accompanying us here, rightly so. Okay, goodbye.